answers at this point. I hope to learn more as I continue to return. Just, I do know the core of it is their magical society, which I understand has the imprimatur of their leader and was instrumental in forming the group to begin with.
In the back here?
Yes, Keith Krulak. I'm also a SAIS alum. I found your presentation not only very well worded, but very exciting, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
My question was, the magicians you dealt with, they're all men. Are there any women magicians? And what about the young ladies who help out? Are they part of the society? Are they part of the circus? Are they, where do they fit in?
That's a good question. First of all, in answer to your first question, only men. That tends to be a trend in magic in the West as well. There are more male magicians than females, and I don't have a solid definitive answer why that is. That's just the way it's been over the years. Rather, we tend to think of the women, the ladies, as being assistants. And that's the way it is there. The assistants that
It's about time a man was sawed in half, don't you think?
That's true. Yes, I agree with you. There's the ladies that you saw, and I did have a chance to speak to them, come from the circus or are professional dancers. And then they rehearse and rehearse with the show. And that's often the case with magicians in our country, by the way. Many of the assistants you see in magic shows are not magicians, but they've hired because of their dance abilities, because of their stage presence, their beauty, and their ability not to upstage the magician.
You had another question?
Sure. I was just going to ask about the DPRK. Has magic always been, thanks. Just in the DPRK, as far as you know, has magic always been something that's been of great interest, or do you see, in recent years, has there been more of a focus on it, or has it been?
Yeah. My understanding is the interest has been there for a long time. Again, Kim Jong-il loves magic as he loves the circus and variety arts, and he inherited that from his father. You mentioned one, you mentioned them all in terms of the performing arts. So my sense of things is that the love of magic, the interest of magic has been there for a great deal of time. Now, it's new to us because we're just learning about it. I did not know anything about the magical scene until I was there in 2009. It was all brand new to me. But the fact that I'm just learning about it doesn't mean it hasn't been there for a long time.
Take one more question. Right in the back there.
Hi, my name's Charlie McLean. I'm from Council on Foreign Relations. I just had a question about the types of magic that people do in North Korea. We saw a lot of big stage magic, but do they also spend a lot of time on, close-up magic and smaller shows? And then also, we saw a lot of music and dancing during the shows, but do they talk during their performances? Does anyone do like a more comedic performance? I think a lot of magicians in the U.S. will talk during.
Yeah. Excellent questions.
He sounds like a magician.
He knows what he's talking about. First of all, with respect to close-up, I didn't see any. And my understanding is that most of the magic they learn is the stage, with much pageantry and much ritual. We showed them some very basic close-up magic, and they were astounded. For instance, this little trick where you have a money roller. It looks like old washing machine rollers. You put it in a blank piece of paper and roll it, and out comes a Chinese bill. Well, they were astounded to see that. Very basic, or a little trick with 3 little plastic cups and balls. And we did a very basic routine, and they'd never seen anything like that. Real magic for them. So that's the answer to the first question. What was your second part of that again? I'm sorry.
About whether they talk.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see any of that, first of all. It was all to music. And secondly, no, I didn't. The only comedy I saw was in the Grand Magic Show. They had a comedic interlude with 3 clowns where they presumably took one member of the audience against her will, put her in a box, she vanished, and reappeared in the audience. That was comedy. But other than that, no comedy at all, no. Unless there are other questions, I got to thinking it wouldn't be fair to leave without doing something. So, How would you like to see John McLaughlin levitated, fly around the room, and vanish? How many would like to see that? So would I. But I did bring something. Actually, I brought two effects with me. And the first one, just a short routine, and then I'd like to teach you a trick. I don't think it would be fair to leave without teaching you one. So magic's the art of illusion and reality, and what I'd like to do is just demonstrate the difference between illusion and reality. A length of rope tied at two ends, and I'm going to pretend to cut the center of the rope. Now remember, this is an illusion. It's such an effective illusion, you think you're seeing pieces of rope drop to the stage. We'll rub with the fingers, and we're back where we started with a circle of rope tied at two ends. Now, this time I'll really cut the rope. You see the difference? That's reality. And I'm going to tie together these two ends, and I wonder if someone in the audience will call out in a loud and clear voice either right or left.
Left.
Left it is. Now we seem to have a knot there. But remember, this is an illusion. Little snip, little rub of the fingers, and we're back where we started with a circled rope tied at two ends. Now, I can tell from your reactions that I'm going a little too quickly for you. So let's try something else. If I should happen to cut just about there, I have two pieces of rope the same length. Well, that didn't quite work. Remember, this is an illusion. Let's pretend we have one long piece, for your sake. And I'm going to tie together here. We've been here a couple times before. Circle of rope, tied at two ends. Let's do that. Let's move the knot to there. There. Circle of rope. I'll cut right there. You know, I'm not real happy with that knot. What do you say we pretend it's not even there? The lady in the front, would you blow, please? Very good. Now I can show you. You know, sometimes I have the privilege of performing for school children. I like to tell the story of the boy who tied his shoes. About 10 in the morning, this end worked its way through. By 1 in the afternoon, this end had worked its way through. So by evening, he had quite a knot. Remember, this is an illusion. We just tug on the knot. The knot has come off. And that's the difference between illusion and reality. Now,
Where else are you going to see something like that? Not at Georgetown.
I have a son, he's now 23, but he fell in love with magic like I did when he was 5 years old. And if he were here tonight, he would show this to you. This is his favorite trick. It's the first trick he learned. Now, it's very silly, but I'm going to perform it for you because this way you'll have a trick you can take and show to your friends. I'm going to perform it exactly as Ryan performed it and see if you can figure it out. 5 years old, you say, Daddy, I have a deck of cards, I shuffle in, and I'm going to memorize the position of each and every card in the deck. There, I have them memorized. To prove it, would someone in the audience call out the name of a card, and I'll tell you where it is in the deck.
King of Hearts.
King of Hearts. Now that's an easy one. The King of Hearts is 12th from the top. Would someone else like to try? You see, I laughed too. So Ryan said, okay, King of Hearts. Snap of my fingers, it's risen to 6th from the top. One more snap of my fingers, the King of Hearts is 3rd from the top. One more snap of my fingers, the King of Hearts has risen to the top. Not only has it risen to the top, it has changed into the 6 of diamonds. That's his favorite trick, and I'm glad I did it.
Please thank Dale Salwak. So there is some food and refreshments in the back. If anyone would like to stay, it's there, and we'll hang around for a while. you in the morning. See you. Honestly, I think everyone wants to do it. You're done with this.